All right, we're going to talk about using fractions with numeric expressions. So here I have this expression. Now we have decimals with it as well. And we probably need to keep in mind what we learned yesterday about decimals and fractions. So first, let's think about what our order of operations is. So we need to know that we need to do our parentheses first, right? And you follow the correct procedures within the parentheses. We don't do exponents in fifth grade. But then we do multiplication and division. Those are on the same playing field. We do them together. However, whichever one comes first, you do that one first because we read it like a book, go left to right. If you have divide first, then you do divide. If you have multiplying first, you do multiplying. So it's that. So parentheses, multiplication, division, and then addition and subtraction. Those as well. Those are on the same playing field, but they're third in importance to all the others. And the same thing, you do them left to right, like you would read a book left to right. Okay, so here we have parentheses. So that's what we're going to do first. We have to do what's inside these parentheses first in this expression. So we have 5 1/2 minus 2 1 and 5 tenths. And remember 5 tenths is the same thing as 1/2, right? Because 5 tenths is equal to 5 tenths. And 5 tenths, if we simplified that down, we could divide the top and bottom by 5, and that would get us 1/2. And what does that look like? Well, it looks like this. If I had a half and I cut each one into 5 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and if I had 5 tenths, so that's tenths, right? And I had 5 of them. If I put them in groups of 5, there's a group of 5 and there's a group of 5, it would look like this. Right? It looked like 1/2. So that's what we did essentially. If we simplified this fraction as 5 tenths divided by 5, we're putting it in groups of 5. There's a group of 5, there's a group of 5, it makes 1/2. So we can rewrite this whole expression as, well, let's leave this one because we know that we can't multiply by fractions right now. So I'm going to leave this one as a decimal because I know how to multiply by decimals. But I can write this as 5 1/2 minus 2 1/2 plus 3. Okay, so let's think about this. If I have 5 1/2 and I'm subtracting 2 1/2, well, let me show this real quick. There's 3, 4, 5, and then a half. So let me draw. I'm going to put them all as halves, and let me shade in. I'll just use this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/2. Okay, so there's 5 1/2. I'm subtracting 2 wholes and 1/2 from this. So there's my half, right? I subtracted the half right there. So there's my 5. This right here was 5 1/2, right? And I subtracted the 1/2. Now I'm going to subtract the 2 wholes right here, which leaves me with 3 wholes, right? So 5 1/2 minus 2 1/2 is 3. You could also just do it like this. Half minus a half, well, those cancel out. 5 minus 3, sorry, 5 minus 2 is 3. So I can rewrite this as 2 5 tenths times 3 plus 3. Now I do know how to multiply decimals, so I'm going to go ahead and write it over here to the side. 2 5 tenths times 3, right? So 3 times 5 is 15, caramel 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. There's 1 decimal, so I need to have 1 decimal place. Sorry, there's 1 decimal place here, which means then I need to have 1 decimal place in my product. Okay, so that's 7 5 tenths. We're not done, remember, because we just multiplied 3 times 2 5 tenths. So then it became 7 5 tenths. Now I need to add my 3 to it. Well, what's 7 5 tenths plus 3? Well, let's do that right here. 7 5 tenths plus 3. Remember, that's 3 ones, right? It's not 3 tenths. So I don't put the 3 underneath the 5 because this is my tenths place, right? That's my tenths place. This is my ones place. Remember that? So I add it up like this. My 5 tenths plus 0 tenths is 5 tenths. And then 7 ones plus 3 ones is 10 ones. So this simplified down is going to be 10 5 tenths. Or 5 tenths is the same thing as a half, right? It could be 10 1/2. Either of these would be correct, right? All right.